Are there any questions?
Mr. President.
Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. President. My question, without notice, is to the Leader of the Government, the Minister for Resources, Minister for Energy and Utilities and Minister for the Arts, in your own capacity and as Leader of the Government. Minister, given your government has only released the summary business case and not the full business case in relation to the Powerhouse Museum, despite a resolution of the Legislative Council compelling it to do so, why did your government fail to produce the full business case to the House? Did you not in fact have the document, or does the government simply not believe it is legally required to provide to the House that business case?
Mr. President, the latter. No, I haven't finished. The latter.
Oh, we haven't finished.
Can I remind the Honourable Deputy Leader of the Opposition is on 2 calls to order and question time has only just started. Minister.
Mr. President, the document. Mr. President, the House ordered the production of the preliminary and final business case for the relocation of the Powerhouse Museum from Ultimo to Parramatta on the 12th of April 2018. On the 26th of April 2018, a response was provided by the Department of Premier and Cabinet, acting on behalf of the Government, advising that no documents covered by the terms of the resolution were held by the Minister's offices and agencies named in the resolution. I am advised that the Government complied fully and within the timeframe specified in respect of the order. The Government respects the authority of this House to make orders to compel ministers and agencies to produce documents. The Government acknowledges its obligation to comply with these orders, despite, of course, the resource and cost burden that's sometimes imposed as a result. However, the New South Wales Court of Appeal in Egan v Chadwick concluded that the House's power to compel the production of documents does not extend to Cabinet information. Accordingly, even if otherwise covered by the terms of an order, Cabinet documents are neither identified nor produced in response to an order. Premier's Memorandum 2006 No. 8, maintaining confidentiality of Cabinet documents and other Cabinet conventions, is significant as it gives guidance to agencies for protecting the confidentiality of Cabinet documents. The memorandum states, "A convention at the core of the Cabinet system of government is the collective responsibility of ministers for government decisions. Ministers are collectively responsible for all Cabinet decisions and must publicly support them, even if they do not personally agree with them. The unauthorised and or premature disclosure of Cabinet documents, including draft Cabinet documents, such as draft Cabinet minutes, undermines collective ministerial responsibility. It also undermines the Convention of Cabinet confidentiality. It is, accordingly, essential that the confidentiality of Cabinet documents, including draft Cabinet documents, is maintained to enable full and frank discussions to be had prior to Cabinet making its decision." Ending my quote from that memorandum. This is a memorandum issued by the government of the former government in 2006, and it has been continued in operation by this government. All government agencies are required to comply with this memorandum, as they have been since it was issued by the former government in 2006. The former government of your party that was always respected by your party. A similar order to the one proposed, moved by Mr. David Shoebridge MLC was passed by the House on the 1st of December 2005 in relation to Cabinet information concerning grey nurse sharks. In the event that any document fell within the scope of the order that was not produced as part of the return order on the grounds that it formed part of a Cabinet minute or was held for consideration as part of Cabinet deliberations, the resolution on that occasion required that quote, a return be prepared...
The Minister's time has expired.
A supplementary question, Mr President.
Yes, the
Minister could
Leader of the Opposition on the supplementary.
The Minister could elucidate on that part of his answer where he was finishing providing the House with that important information about how the policy of the government has been implemented.
I think you just about tied it in.
I'll start the quote again. A return be prepared... in the event that any document falling within the scope of the order was not produced as part of the returned order on the grounds that it formed part of a Cabinet minute or was held for consideration as part of Cabinet deliberations, the resolution required that, quote, a return be prepared showing the date of creation of the document, a description of the document, the author of the document and the reasons why the production of the document would disclose the deliberations of Cabinet as discussed by the Court of Appeal in Egan v Chadwick, end quote. The response provided by the then Director-General of the Premier's Department to that resolution is available on the Parliament's website. It states, an index of documents not produced because of the Cabinet exemption has not been provided. After considering advice from the Crown Solicitor, the Government does not concede that the Council has the power to impose such a requirement. This Government, like successive governments before it, recognises and respects the importance of Cabinet confidentiality to the system of responsible government. Accordingly, no Cabinet information will be produced or referred to in responding to a resolution made under Standing Order 52. Furthermore, the Government will not be creating new documents brought into existence after the date of the order to identify how the provision of certain documents to the House would breach the immunity attaching to Cabinet documents. Now, just see if there's anything more that's relevant. And so I would conclude, Mr President, by making the point that what this Government is doing on Cabinet documents is entirely consistent with the government of the Leader of the Opposition's party when they were in office, and if they are elected to government at a future date and they intend to change the policy,
Minister's
I
time
wait
has
with interest
expired.
to see what their position will be.